You ready?
We are ready.
All right, good afternoon. It's August 16, 2024 at noon. This is the 19th meeting of the Baltimore County Administrative Charging Committee. Welcome. First thing we'll do is roll call, starting with me, Joan Harris.
Okay, right. Christopher Suey.
Tiffany Justice.
Dawn Deshawn Fewer.
Sharon Connect.
The next, yes, we're all here. Sharon, welcome back from vacation.
Thank you.
Next thing is to review, sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
All right, and then we just need to approve the minutes from August 2nd, 2024 meeting. May I have a motion to approve those, please?
Be it so moved that the Baltimore County Administrative Charging Committee hereby adopts the August 2nd, 2024 meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
They are approved and it is so moved. The next order of business will be any new business. I believe we do have a piece of new business. Should I start with you, Henry, or Tiffany?
It's the same thing essentially. So Tiffany, if you want to announce to the group, I'm putting on the spot right here.
Tiffany
All
has the
right.
floor.
Yeah, so I have made the decision that September's meeting will be my final meeting. Yeah, just due to progressing things kind of in my professional endeavors and campuses. Classes resume next week, and so I'm anticipating a semester that'll probably require a lot of my attention. So in order to be fair to them, be fair to you all, I just think it's probably best right now. Hoping to maybe find a spot on the PAB at some point if it becomes available. Definitely love the work, think it's super important. And so I'd love to still be able to be a part of it in a way that I can manage both. And so, yeah.
Well, we are
missed you,
so
for
sad.
sure.
We are so sad. You
Yeah.
are such an important voice for us. I am just, we cherish your voice on this committee. We hope you stay engaged with at least the PAB. So
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll enjoy you for this last meeting while we can. All right.
And just to talk about logistics on next steps there. So when Tiffany informed me about this, I reached out and got to the chair of the PAB, there's a nominating committee on the PAB, and they are going to start doing interviews for ACC members who have applied through our Granicus portal that we have, same thing that everyone here applied through. Right now we have, I believe, 4 or 5 applicants who applied. Some of them had applied earlier before there was a vacancy, and I circled back to them and confirmed interest. We have several new applicants as well. So those interviews will be ongoing. The goal is and the expectation is that on the September 16th PAB meeting, the nominating committee will make a recommendation to the full PAB for a nominee. That nominee will be appointed, and then there is training, thankfully, in October.
Oh, good.
Because the training commission only offers quarterly trainings. So the timing here worked out really well because we're not going to miss somebody for more than, I think the October meeting will probably have a 1-1, but I think that's still a quorum. And by November, they'll be on board. But as Dawn, before we went on the record, mentioned, we will still see if we can get that individual to attend the meeting as a non-voting member so they can see what everybody has, what goes into these meetings and the process. And I will absolutely make sure that once that person's been appointed, that I let everyone here know and keep you all looped into the process as it comes to who that person is and finding a time to certainly, I think Chris and Joan at the bare minimum to kind of an email thread just so they can kind of get an idea of who's who and what goes into all this. So that's what I have. I think of anything else after closed session, we can go into it. Yeah.
Are the applications still open?
They are. Applications will be open until the deadline, until the 16th. I mean, ideally, if a person, I'll put it this way. Ideally, they should apply by the end of August. So that way there's time for an interview, there's time for the nominating committee to review their application and resume. And time for me to get everyone's schedule because that's the biggest challenge is getting a time to interview that everyone's available.
When is the October training at the?
October training is, let me pull it up here. October training is October 28th to November 1st of 2024.
All right, so remind me if somebody knows, when is our October meeting?
12th? I don't think what meant. 11th or 18th? 18th.
October 18th?
Mhm.
And then we have not yet picked a November meeting, right?
Let me see. I thought we did, but that doesn't mean we did.
I don't think we did. I don't have one on my calendar.
We have it as I think a default of November 1st, but we can
Okay.
move that meeting actually now that we have the context that he or she will be completing the training for.
Oh, right, yeah, so we should, can we do that now since we're all here, so
Yeah, that's right.
can we schedule our November meeting? I guess we would look at the second Friday in November, which is the 8th.
That's available for me. Let me just check this room right now. I can pull that up. And it is,
It's 3 weeks away from the October meeting. Should we shift to doing the middle of the month since that's what our schedule has kind of converted to, or no? I don't have a preference on what Friday it is, but I don't want
either date works for this this room, yeah.
like I said, I don't have a preference, but I think
Well,
saves enough
here's a thought.
schedule.
Since November has
5
they have
Fridays.
5 Fridays.
Yeah.
And so if we were to keep in our current schedule where we would do the first Friday of the month, then the next meeting would be December 6th. So we would be kind of back on track, I guess, if quote unquote, if there's a track. And then that would give us time if we had to do a second meeting in November, right? To get one in if we had cases that we
Mhm.
weren't able to handle.
I think we should try to avoid doing that if we can. If we can schedule to avoid throwing in a meeting, if we run into any,
I mean, ultimately, it's up to you guys based on availability.
yeah.
So the
Yeah.
18th is the October 18th is the current next meeting.
And then
4 weeks from that is November 15th. Maybe we should do every 4 Fridays. 4 weeks make 28 days. That makes sense. And assuming there's no holiday that's gonna interfere.
so
We
then,
won't ask when you're available.
Yeah, you have the easy.
so we would do November 15th and then December 13th? Is that what
Yes.
whatever the majority
Let me
wants?
just clear December 13th while we're looking at November 15th. So December 13th works, and yeah, we're pretty much the only thing on the Friday calendar in this room.
All right, so November 15th work.
Most of the times here.
Lucky us.
Sharon, does that work for you?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Does someone want to move to approve November 15th and
Make
December?
a motion to have our November meeting for November 15th and December 13th.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, so it is so moved. So the next order of business would be to go into closed session. but-
I have one thing
Oh,
if I
I'm
can.
sorry, go ahead, I didn't.
I'd like to, I guess, make a motion for the committee to consider making a formal request to internal affairs that they upload cases no later than a week before our meeting. And if our meeting dates are announced. So if they could adjust their workflow so we can at least have a whole week, including a weekend, to adjust our schedules to deal with the cases, that would be preferred, because when they come in at the last minute, I don't know that all of us are able to give the proper attention and time that the cases deserve and to come to the meeting prepared. So I'd like to suggest we make a formal request to internal affairs to do that.
Yeah, I've talked to them about that. I know that the last opinion that was sent over, in theory, was sent over last Friday. There was a technical issue there, so the upload was much closer to the meeting. But I can relay a formal request as well.
All right. So Dawn has made a motion to formally request that IA give us 1 week. Is that right?
I guess cut off new cases 1 week before our meeting.
1 week before a meeting. And that is, does anybody want to second that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So, and that moves, and Henry will
I'll relay that
take care
to,
of.
Thank you.
And we'll
Yep.
get that. Anything else before we move on? All right, I just want to, because we plan on frankly being here in closed session for quite some time today. We have a very busy docket. I just want to remind anyone who's interested about what we would be doing when we return from closed session. That's reminding of the next meeting, so we'll do that now. So the next meeting is October 18 at noon in this room and by WebEx.
September 13.
I'm sorry, September 13 by noon and by WebEx. And then in accordance with the schedule that we just passed, October 18 at noon, November 15 at noon, and December 13 at noon. And that takes us through the end of the year for our meetings. Okay, so may I have a motion to go into closed session, please?
Yes, be it so moved that the Baltimore County Administrative Attorney Committee hereby meets in closed session to review investigatory file compliance with section 3-3-2806 of the Baltimore County Code and code mark 12.04.09.05 D1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We will go into closed. And we are back in open session at 4:50 PM. And the only thing we're going to do now is adjourn. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Yes, be it so moved that the Baltimore County Administrative Attorney Committee hereby adjourns until September 13, 2024 at 12 PM, at which time it shall meet in room 118, Baltimore County Historic Courthouse, and by WebEx.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we are adjourned. Thank you.